Hi, guys. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Mark Redd. Let me tell you right up front, I am no expert. I am not an expert kayaker. I am not an expert fisherman. But what I am is somebody who's learned a little bit, and I want to share what I've learned with you about a place that I've been fishing for the last 2 or 3 months that some of you may not know. First of all, let me go ahead and give you an idea. This is my kayak. It is a Blue Sky Blue Works 360, and I've put a trolling motor on it, and I enjoy it. The place that I want to tell you about, you can access, it's in Moses Lake, but you can access it at Moses Lake Bait Shop. Now, it's about $5 to go ahead and launch, but you go out the marina and you go to the right and you see this cove, and you'll notice on the cove on Google Maps that it has nothing developed in it. You come out this alleyway, this boat launch, they have live bait there, and you go around the corner and you look up and you see a barrier, this rock barrier that they have built, and I think it's been built for about the last 2, maybe 3 years. Now, the water on the inside and the outside of this barrier is only about 2 foot deep at high tide. There is no depth change on the outside or inside of the riprap or of the rocks. You can catch water coming in and going out during tides, but where I've been catching and where I've been fishing the most is up there at the top of the screen, where I kind of call it the pews. Those squiggly little islands are all man-made. Now, you'll notice that these entrances, once again, when the tide goes in and the tide goes out, there's water flowing in and out there, but this is only accessible by kayak on the inside of the rocks. So I go back in there and I've caught some flounder around the rocks, but I want you to look at this after the water's blown out. Now, this is taken with a drone. Do you see those little islands? And right next to them, those are holes. That's where they dug the island. That is 6 to 8 foot deep in between those islands. So when that water is up, it's about 1 to 2 foot deep all around there, but then they have those holes, and you can see back around where we were talking. And the reason that I did this is that I want you to get a good idea of the rock barrier. The rock barrier that's there, and once again, I've caught flounder along that rock barrier while I was going out, but there really isn't any depth change, even in the little channels in between where the water goes in and out. There really isn't any depth change. And all of this was taken just a few days ago, last Sunday, I think, when the norther came through and it blew all the water out. Normally, it's about 1.5 to 2 foot deep around here. I've fished going out and coming back in, not really been all that productive. Most all the fish that I've caught, and most of them have been underslot reds and slot reds. I've caught flounder back in there. I caught a 21-inch trout the other day back in there. Most of it has been fishing around and down in the holes, and you can see those holes. And again, they're 6 to 8 foot deep each. Now, I'm not an expert on how to fish them. I've just learned that they're there. I think it's going to get better and better and better. That's what it looks like when it's full. That's what it looks like when it's full. And then you look down, and that's what it looks like when it's empty. And all those little holes that are in there are somewhere between 6 and 8 foot deep. Now, I just found out that there's another section down, and this is further. This is off Dollar Bay, and they did the exact same thing here. Now, I've never fished this. I just flew the drone over it the other day when I found out, and here's what I see. And again, I've never fished this. I've been down on that end of the Moses Lake, but I've never fished that. It seems to me, as I'm looking, that the water is a little bit deeper. There we go. We're going to zoom down and look at my car, and then we're going to go back out to the water. But it seems to me that the holes aren't as deep. There's a lot more of them. This section is probably twice as big as the other section, but it doesn't seem to me that the holes are as deep. And second of all, I don't see any kind of grass development there. There was about a foot, maybe half a foot of water, that was there on the surface that day. There is a big flat in the center of that, but you see all those holes, but it just seems to me that it's not quite as deep as the holes up by the Moses Lake 146 entrance. This is a drone flying over it. You can kind of look down. I try to get out as much as I can to give you a good view of what's going on. You can see the definition. You can see where the holes are. You can see the flats in between. And there is a big flat in the center. And again, it has the riprap. It doesn't seem to me that that there's any difference. Now, you see that fish spot right there. That's a little restaurant. There's a boat launch that's there, and I think it's $5 to launch there. They do not have any live bait, but they have great hamburgers. There's the place as you look out from way up in the drone. That is the place where you go to get to the fish spot. You come out of that alleyway, you come out of that channel, you go to the right, and you can kind of see the distance that you'll have to go. Now, if you go straight across, you can go to Edwards Point so that you can kind of pick that up on a map. But I wanted you to see that, and I wanted you to know that it's there because it's not anywhere on the Google Maps. None of this shows up on the Google Maps. Now again, I am not an expert. I am still learning. And the reason that I wanted to share this with you is because I've already learned so much from so many of you. I've read on the Facebook groups, I've read in the kayak groups, I've read in the fishing groups. I'm still learning. You say, well, how do you catch redfish? How do you catch trout? I can tell you how to catch a hardhead. But anyway, I've been doing the same things that everybody else, soft plastics, live shrimp, all those kind of things down in those holes. And I wanted to tell you again, the entrance is off 146 right there. It is the Moses Lake bait shop. They have live shrimp there usually. One time I went there, they did not have them, but they have mud minnows. Live shrimp are about $10 for a pint. Mud minnows are about, I don't know, 50 cents a piece or so, something along those lines. They do have a real nice boat ramp. It's $5 to launch a kayak. It's $10 for a boat. It's not a long paddle or pedal or trolling motor out there to that first spot. The second spot, I would go down to the fish spot. You're going to have to go the back roads through Texas City, 29th and 36 and stuff like that. And you'll go there. They do not have live bait. I don't remember if they charged me, I think it was $5 to launch a kayak. They have a little restaurant there, great hamburgers. I mean to tell you, great hamburgers. And they're super friendly there. So listen, I just wanted to share that with you and let you know what I know, see what I see. And as I learn more, I will tell you more. So guys, have a great time. I'm ready for this weather to turn a little bit warmer. I'm not so mad at them that I'm going to be out there when it's freezing. The more that I learn, the more that I'll tell. The more that I tell, the more that I lie. And the more that I lie, the more you know I'm a fisherman. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.